A lot of people have been asking for more BYOP content recently, and so you know what? Today I'm going to be sitting down and duping some new releases, going through my single eyeshadow collection. It's a pretty big collection, as you can see. This palette is 4 tiers, so full of single eyeshadows. I have a hell of a lot to choose from. I'm going to be picking, I think, 4 new eyeshadow releases, and before I jump into buying them, before I lose my mind, I'm going to take a little bit of a step back and I'm going to try and dupe them in my collection. Now, I'm very, very blessed to have been sent a lot of these singles in PR by the Pastel Roses, but I have also bought a hell of a lot of them myself as well, so it's a big mixed bag. I know I have more single eyeshadows than the average person, but you know what? That's fine. But before we jump into it, definitely like and subscribe if you like this video, if you like my content. I love bright, fun, colourful makeup. I love project panning. I love eyeshadow, all that kind of fun stuff. So if that sounds like a good time to you, definitely join our little family. We're nearly at 5.5k, which is insanity. I am so grateful. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's jump in to the video. Alright, so the first palette that I would like to dupe is actually the Cosmic Brushes Lovers palette. So this is very much a pink quad at the top, a green quad, a blue quad, and a brown quad with like a middle row. So I think we can break this down pretty easily. I don't know if I have a palette that's going to fit all these shades. I'm going to have to do it in my Anastasia palette. Be very careful with these magnetic palettes because the Anastasia, my outside looks a little bit mucky, but my Anastasia single palettes, the magnet in this is no joke. The magnet breaks a lot of my singles, so be very, very careful if you do buy Anastasia magnetic palettes because holy crap. Yeah, the magnet is magnetic. So I'm gonna start with the pink quad, I think. So I'm gonna move, all of my palettes are color coded. So this is blues, purples, greens. We're not gonna start with those right now. So this is my little pink section. I'm going to move that there because I do want a picture of this palette in the corner. So first we have what looks like a mid-toned duochrome that is like a pink to yellow kind of shade. So I do have this shade, which is called Marshmallow, which is a pink to yellow, but this is definitely very light compared to the shade in the Cosmic Beauty palette. Hopefully you can see that is a little bit of a duochrome flip. I am going to get out a makeup wipe now because I will forget. With these videos as well, it's not necessarily about duping the vibes exactly. It's just about kind of playing with what I have, what I own. So I'm thinking something around here. Let's swatch a few shades. That's definitely more green than yellow. That's definitely more blue. There is this shade, which is an orange, like pink to orange. That might be a good shout. So that's those 3 shades there. This, I think, is the most like the picture. It has that orange duochrome in it. I hope you're going to be able to see that there. This is definitely more pink to blue, and this is definitely more pink to green. So maybe this one is the way to go. It's not exact at all. However, pink eyeshadows, I don't really have many. Pinks are definitely my least favorite shades to use. But for now, this is Venus from the Pastel Roses. I'm going to pop it in very, very carefully. And that is the first one. Not the exact dupe of my dreams, but that's okay. Okay, next is a matte baby pink, and I'm gravitating towards this one. This is definitely more vibrant, saturated pink than the palette. However, again, it is just about playing around, seeing what we got. Definitely like one of these two. Let's swatch both of them and see what we've got. Okay, there are those 2 shades. Oh no. Oh, look. A whole eyeshadow is just like fallen out. Okay, I don't understand what has quite happened there, but that can go to the side for now. What the hell has happened there? We do have these pinks as well. Yeah, wow, okay. Hang on, give me a sec. This is the issue with having single eyeshadows. They are so difficult to keep nice and pristine. Oh gosh. Okay, so we also have these two, which kind of are a bit more similar. I'm definitely gravitating towards this shade, actually, this top shade. This is Revolution Maxi Reloaded shade 21. And I think that is the closest we're gonna get, just because the original picture is a little bit more saturated, but I feel like the true pinks that we have here are almost a bit too saturated. What about that one though? No, I think I'm gonna go with that one, yeah. So now I'm just gonna do the pink quad first of all. So now we have a bit of a deeper pink, mauvey kind of shade. The pink section's definitely the hardest section, because again, I don't have that many pinks. They're not really my go-to color. However, we do have like these shades, one of these two. How about that one? Let's pop that there. That works. I think that's a really good dupe. That is what that shade swatches like. What shade is this? Again, I'm being so careful, especially with my nails. That is Revolution Maxi Reloaded shade 24. I did depot my Monster Mattes palette because I wanted some more mattes to play around with. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I think they're different enough, these two mattes, so I'm happy. Now we have a deep burgundy kind of shimmer, kind of gravitating towards this. Let's swatch that. Oh yeah, that's definitely the vibe. This is Wicked Ways from NBA Cosmetics. So there we go, that's the first quad. This shade is throwing me off a little bit, the first shade, just because I don't have anything quite similar. But you know what, it's fine. Let's do the green quad now. Okay, so I have a few greens on the bottom row here, and then I also have these greens. So the first green looks like a little bit of an army light sparkly green. And I'm thinking maybe this shade. This doesn't look as sparkly and shimmery. Hang on, I have the dentist calling me. Okay, I'm back. I have a dentist appointment later and they were confirming. I hate the dentist so much. Like, it's not even funny. So, wish me luck there. Okay, so that is Conspiracy, I think. Is it? Let me double check that. Oh my god, I can't even pick it up. Ah! Yes, Conspiracy from the J-Star Conspiracy palette. That is what we're looking like. Then we have a super deep matte green. And I'm kind of looking at this one. This is definitely my deepest shade. That is Revolution Maxi Reloaded shade 15. That's going to go really well, I think. And they fit perfectly across. And that makes me happy. Then we have, this shade is a little bit difficult. It's almost like a mint matte, like a really pale mint. I don't have anything quite like that. I do have this shade, which I think is again from, yeah, the Revolution Maxi Reloaded. This is R43. I think that's as close as we're gonna get. It's not like mint. The original picture has almost like a grey bluiness to it. This definitely doesn't. It's kind of, it's definitely not the same at all, but it's the closest we're gonna get. So that's fine. And then we have like an army green, almost this, but a shimmer. And if I'm being closest to the palette, it's probably going to be this one. Actually, no, maybe this one. That's definitely more army green. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. That's Peridot from the Pastel Roses. So let me swatch this whole green section together. Okay, I like that. Yeah, okay, I'm happy so far. So now we've got a row that kind of joins the other two quads together. I hope you're seeing what I'm envisioning here. So we have here a pretty easy shade, I think. Let's go into my neutral matte section. So these, I'll get rid of the greens for now. So neutral mattes, here we go. It's a very basic, like this shade, very basic, warm neutral matte. This is the shade Puree from the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. And I think that's going to go pretty perfectly there. Okay, next we have a super deep burgundy matte. I have this. That could work. It's not as deep purple plum. That's Barry M Pounce. Ideally, in an ideal world, it'd kind of be a mix between both of these two. Let's swatch them both. I feel like that's too brown. I feel like this gives a bit of character. So Barry M Pounce goes there. Not as deep as I would want it, but beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, I don't... Oh, I have this. Oh, I have this. Hang on, hang on. That, I think, is definitely the better one. Yeah. You can see the slight difference there. I think that's the one. This is Not a Fact from J-Star. Yeah, that goes a lot better, I think. Okay, then back to the greens. We do have a teal as well coming up, which is great. We've got like a mid-toned green matte. Maybe this. This is Revolution Maxi Reloaded 31. And that is what that looks like. I think that's pretty good. Hey, we're looking good so far. And then we've got like a deep teal. So I'll bring in my blues for this as well. Let's budge this up. I don't really have a deep teal matte. I have this shade, which is kind of teal, but not really. This is LAX from the LA Dreams palette from Makeup Revolution. Oh wait, no, that is quite teal. I think it's the closest we're gonna get. It's not exact, but I mean, it's cute. Right, neutral quad. I think this is gonna be pretty easy. I think the greens and the pinks are gonna be the hardest, so we've got that out of the way. Okay, so my shimmer neutral shades are here. We have like a pink to gold. Now, do I have something like this? I have this shade. Let me just swatch a bunch of... Oh, that's very pink. But it's not necessarily gold. It's kind of more neutral. It's kind of bluey, though. It has got pink in it. I'm looking for something a bit more gold, I think. What about here? Do I have any here? What about this one? That's, again, not very gold. Okay. Do you remember when I said this was going to be the most easy section? I'm stumped at the first hurdle. I might go for something like this, which is kind of gold. It's not got that pink shift in it, though. This is the shade Warmth of the Sun. I think I want more of that gold rather than the pink, so I'm going to keep that in there. And I'm just going to use that one, I think. Okay, next, a super pale brownie nudie shade. I'm kind of feeling one of these. I don't know. Let's swatch them. They are those two. I will swatch them next to this shade that we already have. I think this one, because I feel like this one's a little bit too similar. So this is the shade Tanacon from the palette that should not be named. There we go. It's coming together. Then we need a super deep brown, which I mean we have here. The one in the palette looks a little bit more warm toned. A lot of mine are very cool toned. We do have this shade that didn't make the cut before. That's a lot more warm toned. Let's just put that in. Why not? That again is Revolution Maxi Reloaded 21. Yeah, that kind of goes. Why not? These three are very, very cool toned. So I did want something a little bit warmer because this palette definitely, like this little quad section, definitely isn't cool toned. So yeah, let's do that. And then finally for this quad is the shimmer. And this again is quite a warm toned shimmer. So I'm thinking something along this section. Like a very red based gold copper. Possibly this. That's kind of yellow. It's got a little bit of pink in it. I mean, I think this one is more palette accurate. Let's pop that there. That's definitely more the original palette. So let's put that one in. Okay, and now it's my favorite part. I've been waiting for this. I'm not even gonna lie. This is the blues. I love blue so much. So I'm very, very excited for this. So first we have quite a dark, almost tealy blue shimmer. So we have a few to choose from. This one jumps out at me straight away. That's definitely more pure blue though. That's blue purple. My makeup aesthetic isn't necessarily super deep shimmers because I like a very light shimmer. So these super dark shimmers that are in this palette don't necessarily gravitate towards me. So obviously that means I don't really buy many of them. Here are a few options. That's a good one as well. They're definitely not as dark. What about this? That could work actually. That's very, very pure blue though. Now that I look at this, there's not actually that many blue mattes, because this we've chosen to have a green. I think I might swap this out for this shade actually. That doesn't really look right though. Oh, now I don't know what to do, because I just realized that there's not many like blue. What about that? I want it darker though. Unless, no, I have a plan. I have a plan. Don't panic. We're going to put this one back. That's the original one. I'm going to put this shade in, I think, which is the shade Tester. I don't actually have a name for this one, so that's just going to have to go there. Then I'm going to pop this shade. This is Revolution Maxi Reloaded 40. There. Now here it looks like a black, but I'm actually going to put a very, very dark blue because I do want that blue section. And then we have what looks like a really grey blue. Now, do I want that or do I want something like this? That's really pretty. You know what? I think I'm going to put this shade. That's quite a grey blue. This is a new shade. This is Bad Apple from the Pastel Roses. And there we go. What do we think? I think this turned out quite good. There are a lot of differences, but I really like this. Definitely stay tuned. I may be doing some looks and get ready with me's with a few of these, maybe some shorts. So this is the first palette. This is the Cosmic Brushes The Lovers palette. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts down below. And let's move on to the next palette, which is the new BeautyBay palette. This is the BeautyBay Daydreamer. Now, you know what? I think I want to turn this into a 9 pan. I feel like a lot of these shades are quite redundant. And normally I do a lot of reviews on the BeautyBay palettes. However, this one I'm not going to be reviewing. I did do a community tab for it. Now, I'm not going to be reviewing this for 2 reasons. Because number one, I don't like this color story. It just does not speak to me at all. And the only reason I'd be buying this is just to review it and to show it with you guys, and I will not be using it again. Number 2, I'm actually collecting my new dog from the dog shelter, so I'm not going to be in the studio all next week. I will be editing and videos will be going live every day, but I'm not going to be in the studio to be able to review it. So maybe I'll do this as a 9 pan palette. I just don't think it needs this many shades, so I'm going to cut it down. This one, thank you, Lovers Dupe. Lovely. Okay. I mean, the blue palette can go because I don't think we'll be needing that. Most of them are going to come from my stackable palette, I think. Now, the shades that I really want are definitely that purple on the top row, maybe that coral matte. I would like that green and those taupes as well. So, with that being said, let's go. So this taupe I definitely want in. This kind of goes at the bottom. like that. I love a good taupe. You guys know taupes are my best friend. I kind of want a taupe shimmer to go in here as well. Maybe like this. That's kind of the vibe, right? This doesn't have a name on it, which is handy. So we'll pop that in there. Next, I definitely want that purple. So that's the pinky purples. And then here are the purpley purples. I think it's more of a purpley purple. I think it's more like this kind of vibe, or maybe this. Let's swatch both of them. I'm thinking more the warm tone one. That is Revolution Maxi Reloaded shade 8. I'll pop that there. This does have like a pink, is it a pink shade? I don't know, maybe something like this. This is like an iridescent white to pink shimmer. So yeah, why not? Let's put this in. This palette is definitely more of just like a grab and go and see what happens rather than an exact dupe palette. Because I think a lot of these shades are kind of redundant. I do want that kind of green hint in there. Kind of like an army, like foresty, dusty green. I might have to take from the Lovers palette. Because it's kind of, again, similar to like this shade. Ooh, I don't really want to be splitting palettes up, but oh my god, this is going to be so difficult. There we go. Something like that. If we pop that like there, maybe? I don't know. This one is, again, definitely more just like, we're playing around. So there is like a lilac shimmer, matte even, in this palette. Like this. Could that go? I want a more fun version of this palette because I just feel like the original is so boring. And then maybe I fill the rest in with kind of like neutrally shades. That is the Revolution X Exposed palette in the shade number 1. So that can go there. Actually, I might move that. That. Maybe. Then, what do we want? Kind of like a warm matte, maybe? I don't know. I think something from here. I think this is definitely the vibe. I'm thinking maybe one of these peachy shades. What about this? That's kind of right? That can go there. Okay, I'm seeing this. I want another, like, neutrally shade. I think maybe this. Would that go? Yeah, that'd go. Okay, this is the LA Splash shade Sunstone. What about that? Is this like a mini Daydreamer palette? I don't know. Let's mush them all up. There we go. I like this. I think this encompasses this vibe pretty well, but it doesn't have all the redundant shades. I like this. I kind of wish I had a different green matte. What about that? Because I really want this to be in the Lovers palette. How about that? Yeah, that works. Okay, and then this is going to go back in the Lovers. Okay, so these are our 2 dupes so far. I'm feeling pretty good about these. I like these. Okay, so we have another palette that I want to dupe now, which is very, very different to both of these. This is the new Fantasy Cosmetica. What palette is this? The Monk palette. This is very yellow and gold, which is not up my street at all, but I thought it would be a really interesting little exercise to try and dupe it because it's not up my street. So I do have another 9-pan magnetic palette. I need another makeup wipe because, I mean, this is getting a little bit minging. A nice, clean, fresh hand. Who'd have thought? So, I think we're mainly going to be using this palette today. I have a lot of, obviously, orange and yellow shades here. I do have quite a few, like, yellow-based shimmers, I think. Where is what's it called? Sun something? This. Little Star. That's going to be a good one, I think. Or this. They're very, very similar shades. This has more of that blue in it, though, I think. I think the original has a bit of blue. This is Sun Kissed from the Pastel Roses. That They are very, very similar. This does have a bit more blue in it though, so I'm definitely going to go with that. Then while we're here, let's pick something for that like old gold. And there's also a really deep gold, almost like a bronzy shade at the bottom middle. So one of these bronzes here could be a really, really good match for that. Let's swatch this. That is, I think, from Anastasia. Ooh, I dropped it. This is Golden Copper. That can go there. And then almost like this. What's this? That's like a super old gold. I think the Fantasy Cosmetica shade is definitely more grey toned. What's that? That's similar. That has that greyness in it. The Fantasy Cosmetica shade is definitely a little bit darker, but I think that could work there. And then the middle shade, honestly, this one baffles me a little bit because it looks almost purple. But I don't know if I want that. These are my like purpley pinks. Something like this, maybe? That's like a purpley, pinky shade. I don't know if that's going to go though. I'll pop it in for now, just to be true to the palette. But they're the shimmers. I think I've done quite a good job at the shimmers. So let's try some mattes. Okay, so these are like colourful neutrals again. We have a bright yellow, which I think is going to have to be this one. Let's swatch. That is like bright yellow. That has to be the first matte. Why am I getting shimmers and mattes confused today? This is Revolution Maxi Reloaded shade 3. Then we have a bit more of a grey yellow, which I kind of want this one to be. That still has some kind of orange bits in it from that shade that's smashed. But that's definitely more grey. You can see that there. It's not quite as vibrant. I'm going to try and blow off some of this orange that's stuck in there. That's looking pretty good. I think so anyway. So then we have more orange. I mean, these two, I think, look perfect. Or even this like super vibrant one. Swatch this. That's pretty good for the shade Energy. I can see it. I can't pick it up. There we go. This is Double Scoop from J Star. Okay, this is looking pretty good. And then one of these two. I actually think the lighter one. I was going to go with the darker one originally, but I think this lighter one works a little bit better. This is Revolution R1. Or is that too similar? No, I don't think so. I think that works quite well. And then, this was a lot easier than I thought it would be. A super deep brown. The original one is a bit more purpley, I think, but that didn't take any time at all. Wow, that's amazing. So I'm going to swatch all of these palettes and we're going to see which one we like the best. I am wearing a nice top today, so I'm going to have to try my best to not get eyeshadow everywhere because I am going out for a meal after this. Okay, let's do the Lovers first because this is definitely the biggest palette. These aren't going to all fit on this arm. I might have to do pinks and neutrals and then greens and blues. Let's go. This is going to be... Look at my hand. Can you see how shimmery my hand is? Oh my god. So, 20 shades. I think I can do them all in one. Should we try it? I'm going to have to squish them up a bit. I'm really, really happy with how this one turned out, you know? I was a little bit worried about it to begin with, but, oh, I've swatched it wrong already. Maybe I will just do it in Colour Story rather than across. I think that'll make it look a little bit better. So, I don't know. I don't know. So they're the pinks. Pretty cute. Pretty cute. Then the neutrals. The neutrals were actually a little bit more difficult than I thought, which I was not expecting. Yeah, we're definitely going to be able to fit all these on one row. So they're the pinks and the neutral swatches. Now let's go up to the greens. I definitely like this half better, but that is not a surprise to anyone. I love colour, and I think I don't know, greens and blues are just so beautiful. I do wish this was more blue heavy. I have a bit of a habit of seeing a blue in a palette and then just thinking it's a blue palette. This definitely isn't a blue palette. I think doing this exercise really helped me to see that there's really not that many blues in here at all. I did definitely make mine a little bit more blue heavy. Okay, look at that. Perfect. Can I fit it all in frame? Here we go. This is my Lovers palette. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. I'm really, really happy with this. I saw this originally and I was just like, I'm really not sure. Mainly because of this half. I'm not a pink and neutral girl. I'm definitely like this half. Oh my goodness me, yes. Loving it. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think this is a really, really pretty palette. And if you have bought this, definitely let me know what you think of it because I'm definitely very intrigued. So now let's swatch my mini Daydreamer palette. I think I'm really proud of the mini Daydreamer. So this will obviously definitely fit all in one arm. It'd be really interesting to see this compared to the swatches of the original Daydreamer. So we have that super bright pink iridescent. I'm glad that I made the decision not to buy this. I was going to buy it literally just to review it, but I don't want to do that, especially because I'm not the biggest channel. If I was gonna make like a bunch of money from it, and I know people don't like me talking about money, but it's a real part of life. If I knew I was gonna make like a bunch of money from it, maybe it would be worth it for me, but at the size I'm at right now, it's just not, so I'm not gonna do it. Okay, that's my mini Daydreamer. I like this. This is really cute. I feel like this embodies that palette without all of the crap surrounding it. I really think that's cute. You get everything that the Daydreamer gives you, but like condensed. And it's more fun and more colourful. It definitely does remind me of the Botanical. A lot of people were saying it's like a muted Botanical palette, and I definitely see that. I like this a lot more than the big palette. So let me know your thoughts on that. And finally, the Monk palette, quote unquote. Let's swatch this. This is definitely not a colour story that I would originally gravitate towards. Like yellows scare me a little bit. I do have the, what's it called? Aha Honey palette from Colourpop. And I've just not used it as much as I should. But maybe this has inspired me. You know what now as well? That purple. I quite like it. I was a little bit hesitant to put it in the palette, but I quite like that now. And finally, the second row. Bum, bum, bum. Cute. I like it. I think I did a really, really good job on this one. I think this is the closest dupe to the original palette. So yeah, again, let me know your thoughts. Which palette is your favourite? Which palette would you buy? Do you like my palettes more than the original? I mean, how could you not? I'm joking, but I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely like and subscribe. If you want me to do more duping videos, let me know. I did do a lot of duping videos in the past, but I've kind of fallen off a little bit. I think because Vlogmas was so hectic and things have just been crazy. But let me know if you want more duping videos and I'll definitely do it for you. But this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you today, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Have an incredible day and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.